Yo, it's your boy Iceberg, back at you live. Roll rims through the suburbs. You know how we do. I was interrupted the last time. I tried to do this as the Devil in the Hood Part 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play some experts, and it's on YouTube. Let me show you what it look like. The way once I'm done, y'all check it out. It look like that. And make sure you got the information at the bottom. Conversation with Devil Napoleon here. So now that we got that under control, let me get my smoke on. By the way, it's a one-headed out of fucking crack pipe, so don't get it twisted in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted now. No motherfuckers got jokes and shit. But shit. Like I said, I'm gonna explain part 2 of a conversation with the devil and how it relates to the hood and hood shit. You know what I'm saying? And man and woman in their relationship. You know, I'm gonna say this before I forget. Turn this down a little bit. This cold trade, I don't know if y'all know nothing about that. We don't know nothing about that cold trade. If you do, you know. So we're talking about relationships, man and woman, woman and man. And a lot of times, a nigga fall in love with a woman, and when he meet the woman, he fall in love with her. You know what I'm saying? And he meet her representative, who she can be, who she inspired to be, and same go for the man and the woman. When she meet him, she meet his representative. But what happened is, as time go by, that representative mask come off, and the person that really is come to light. You know what I'm saying? So as a man, for me, speak for myself, you know, I'm married, so my shit legit. I'm straight in here like, you know, 120 years, so I can talk. But as a man, when I meet a woman, I meet her, and I'm falling in love with her. And I'm thinking this is her here on out, now knowing this is a goddamn representative, a person she aspired to be, she knows she could be. So once 6-7 months go past, maybe a year, you take the mask off, that's a whole nother person I'm looking at. That's the person that get cheated on. Not the motherfucker I met, the one I met after I met, get cheated on. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa with a woman and man. You know what I'm saying? The thing with this nigga is he gonna keep his shit under wrap when he first meets you because he like you. The problem is why he just don't keep his shit under wrap. Why he get lax when he with you. You know what I'm saying? So you like, oh, he didn't have nobody. When I met him, yes, he did. He just respected you there because he wanted you. But once he got the punani, he kind of got lax. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it go. So when y'all meet your insignificant other, ask him, say, this is the person I'm falling in love with, the person I'm meeting. This is the one that's going to get everything I got to offer. But anybody other than this motherfucker is going to get cheated on the left. And that's how you got to put it out there. Surely, the opposite party understand that, like, Joe, representative. Is this your representative or is this you? You see what I'm saying? A lot of times we get tricked. I ain't gonna lie, that's why relationships fall apart. They get tricked in the beginning. Everybody on their best behavior. Everybody, and each one like that best behavior. And as time go by, the shit gets sour, meaning is the person they really is. And what neither one of you know is y'all not even with the person y'all met. So just think about that. That's something to think about. Want to grow on. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn this down for a minute. I'm gonna play part 2 to the devil in the hood and how it relate to you. The last part you talked about squares and liquor. He said shit about weed, but I guess that lead to weed or whatever. But squares and liquor, he said, "What up, Pork Chop? It's my dog." He say, he always come down here when I start a talk show. I guess he got to help me. I mean, what is it? Can I help you? I walked you. I fed you. What more do you want, Chapo? You on your GD mode? Oh, is that right? That right? You own it? Speak. There you go. Good boy. That boy. I know. You told me up. You got. You're a Leo. He a Leo, so you got to get his bed in. But anyway, man. But you would think it'd be liquor, but it's cigarettes. And he said cigarettes undermine the imaginative faculty. Meaning is you don't see the buoyancy in life. You don't see the joy in life. You don't see the joy in growing up as a kid. You know when you was a little kid, And you like, damn, when I get older, I'm gonna buy all the G.I. Joes in the world. But when you got older, you never thought about buying all the G.I. Joes. Imagine the little G.I. Joes made you happy. So imagine all the money you get, like, goddamn it, maybe like a stack a week. You could buy a whole bunch of G.I. Joes. But the problem is you got money to buy that which you don't enjoy. You see what I'm saying? You see how they take the imaginative factory with problems growing up in the life where you got the money to buy many G.I. Joes you want in the house. You know what I'm saying? See, so by the time we get to that point, we don't, imagination gone. You know what I'm saying? Then when liquor come in, we already know, goddamn, that motherfucking bottle got spirits on it. You know what I'm saying? So they already tell you. But let me turn this down real quick. My boy in here. Well, not my boy, but, you know, the nigga asking them questions. Finish asking the question, we're going to blow back and I'm going to explain.
Poverty is always my friend because it discourages independence of thought and encourages fear in the minds of men. Some wealthy men serve my cause, while others do me great damage, depending on how the wealth is used. The great Rockefeller fortune, for example, is one of my worst enemies.
That is interesting, Your Majesty. Will you tell me why you fear the Rockefeller fortune more than others?
The Rockefeller money is being used to isolate and conquer diseases of the physical body in all parts of the world. Disease has always been one of my most effective weapons. The fear of ill health is second only to the fear of poverty. The Rockefeller money is uncovering new secrets of nature in 100 different directions, all of which are designed to help men take and keep possession of their own minds. It is encouraging new and better methods of feeding, clothing, and housing people.
Now, when we say Rockefeller, we're thinking like, man, Rockefeller and them Illuminati, all that fucked up shit. But yeah, they could be, but the actions they're taking into trying to live forever is helping evolutionary in man. And then if you live over 100, you live at a certain time, you evolve, you start becoming unlocked in the mind, you're able to teach the youth. You know what I'm saying? So accidentally, Rockefeller is a pain in Satan's ass. Let's get it started.
It is wiping out the slums in the large cities, the places where my favorite allies are found. It is financing campaigns for better government.
Now, I don't know if I told y'all, but in the last video, they knocked down the projects, which was the slums. They locked down the Cabrini Green, they knocked down all that. And that's where all this madness birthed from. Most of it, them like hubs, like beehives. That's where then it spread out. So now they knocked them down. And saying like, hold on, what the fuck y'all doing? This was my breeding ground. You need not wait, hold on. So see how all bad work for the good, but then good don't want to work for the bad. You know what I'm talking about? Iceberg road ran through the suburbs.
Helping to wipe out dishonesty in politics. It is helping to set higher standards in business practice and encouraging businessmen to conduct business by the golden rule. And that is not doing my cause any good.
What about these boys and girls who are said to be on the road to hell? Are you in control of them?
Well, I can answer that question only with yes and no. I have corrupted the minds of the young by teaching them to drink and smoke, but they have me baffled through their tendency to think for themselves.
You say you have corrupted the minds of the young people with liquor and cigarettes. I can understand how liquor might destroy the power of independent thought, but do not see what cigarettes have to do with helping your cause.
You may not know it, but cigarettes break down the power of persistence. They destroy the power of endurance. They destroy the ability to concentrate. They deaden and undermine the imaginative faculty and help in other ways to keep people from using their minds most effectively.
All right, let's pause right there. Let's pause. That's what fluoride. That's why you got you. What fluoride do? This is what fluoride do. It's like everybody smoke a cigarette, even if you don't smoke cigarette. It undermines the imagination factory. It destroys resistance. The fuck you mean? All forms of resistance. You know, immune, mind, mental, any. Okay, then concentration. You can't concentrate. Meaning you can't focus on the thought to concentrate to either do anything. So man, he got you scattered mind with the squares, and then there's some niggas smoke 2 packs a day. After I heard this, I went to the store. Nigga like, Joe, I smoke 2 packs a day. I'm like, oh man, save my plan. Okay, well, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So this just says, you know, cigarettes is the gateway to the most ruthless, and then everything else to master. My thing is everything in moderation. You know what I'm talking about? That's basically, but that's called balance. You know, that's how you smoke a cigarette, don't smoke. How you smoke weed, don't smoke. How you don't drink, period. Drinking is I like feeling like this, not like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Do you know I have millions of people, young and old of both sexes, who smoke 2 packages of cigarettes a day?
1963.
That means I have millions of people who are gradually destroying their power of resistance. One day I shall add to their habit of cigarette smoking other thought-destroying habits, until I shall have gained control of their minds. Habits come in pairs, triplets, and quadruplets. And Any habit which weakens one's willpower invites a flock of its relatives to move in and take possession of the mind. The cigarette habit not only lowers the power of resistance and discourages persistence, but it invites looseness in other human relationships.
Party girls.
I never thought that cigarettes were a tool of destruction, Your Majesty, but your explanation throws a different light on the subject. How many converts to the habit do you now claim?
I am proud of my record. Millions are now victims, and the number is increasing daily. Soon I shall have most of the world indulging in the habit. In thousands of families, I now have followers of the habit, including every member of the family.
Now let's pause. Now we talking about niggas now. Then we talking about everybody. Now we talking about niggas. So speed this up to now, niggas. Negroes, nigglets, niggas, females, black people, whatever you want to call them. Some white people, Caucasian, but the nigga state of mind. What he's saying is, now that he did this, think about it, they finna ban Newport cigarettes. I'm trying to figure out the correlation in between all this, you know what I'm saying? Because this is something real, you know. Satan had niggas rocking with the Newports, Charlie. I'm talking about that's the only thing got the menthol in it. Like, what the fuck? Everybody else getting Marlboros and they smoke like every, you know, like, so let's see.
Very young boys and girls are beginning to take up the habit. They are learning how to smoke by observing their parents and older brothers and sisters.
Which do you consider to be your greater tool for gaining control of human minds? Cigarettes or liquor?
Without hesitation, I would say cigarettes. Once I get a young person to join my 2-package-a-day club, I have no trouble in inducing that person to take on the habit of liquor, overindulgence of sex, and all other related habits which destroy independence of thought and action.
Your Majesty, when I began this interview, I had you all wrong. I thought you were a fraud and a fake, but I see now that you are quite real and very powerful.
Your apology is accepted, but you need not have bothered. Millions of people have questioned my power, and I got most of them at the gate as they came over. I ask no person to believe in me. I prefer that people fear me. I am no beggar. I take what I want by cleverness and force. Begging people to believe is the business of my opposition, not mine.
Jesus,
Your Majesty will please pardon my rudeness, but I would not be able to look myself in the face again if I did not tell you, here and now, that you are the damnedest fiend ever to be turned loose on innocent people. I always had the wrong conception of you. I thought you were kind enough to let people alone while they were living, that you merely tortured their souls after death. Now I learn from your own brazen confession that you destroy their right to freedom of thought and cause them to go through a living hell on earth. What do you have to say to that?
I get what I want by exercising self-control. It's not so good.
Wait a minute. This nigga mean. The nigga said I get what I want by exercising self-control. So you saying even if he on some devil shit, if he practice mind over mind, then he's straight. If he doing 100 push-ups, you know them supreme white motherfuckers who you see on the movies who own all these businesses, sitting there with the suit on, with the blue eyes, running and shit like that. House clean in a motherfucker. He talking about that exercise, mind over matter, self-control. So that's why he keep a motherfucker out of control. Okay, self-control. Iceberg road rip through the suburb, like on the pimp nation. It go back to the nigga, check your hoes, control yourself. If you can't control them, if you don't control yourself. You see what I'm saying? A pimp emotion got to be froze. You know what I'm saying? Frozen. Ain't none of that. And the emotions is connected to the imagination. See, a lot of niggas don't know in relationships. Nigga, if you're righteous to God, get righteous with yourself, you're going to be protected in that relationships. All that infidelity ain't going to never work. What she trying to do, and she ain't going to never tell you, but she going to be frustrated. And woman, if you right by God, all that infidelity shit ain't going to work by him. He's just going to be frustrated. It ain't going to work, and that's the key. Get it right with yourself, get it right with God. Can't nobody fuck you over. Iceberg world ran through the suburbs. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Fuck it, if this nigga doing all he do, get it right with yourself and watch how he can't do what he thought he was going to do. And then my imagination is connected to the feelings. So a pimp know, you know, he don't sit there and imagine this whole fucking other niggas like, oh, and fucking himself up. He froze on imagination, so he don't have them thoughts in his mind. I mean, he froze on emotions. You know what I'm saying? When we freeze our emotion, they call it black heart. You know what I'm saying? Nothing get in, nothing get out. You know what I'm saying? I am that I am. Can no one steal my peace and happiness? I only choose the willingness to give them the keys to no fucking play with me. Remember what I just said. I willingly choose to precipitate for them to hold my happiness hostage. Because I'm with them. Fuck that. Iceberg roll ran through the suburb. Won't say nothing to a motherfucker for a whole year, and this bitch didn't get it right, get it right, get it right. Set free some emotions. Remember what I said. We'll go back. Let's go back before I get off the track. Remember, Joe, stay pro-black.
Good for my own business, but I suggest you emulate me instead of criticizing me. You call yourself a thinker, and you are. Otherwise, you would never have forced this interview on me. But you will never be the sort of thinker that frightens me unless you gain and exercise greater control over your own emotions.
Let us get away from personalities. I came here to learn more about you, not to discuss myself. Please go ahead and tell me of the many tricks you have devised for gaining control of the human mind. What is your most powerful weapon just now?
Need to listen.
That is a difficult question to answer. I have so many devices for entering human minds and controlling them that it is difficult to say which are the most powerful. Right at the moment, I am trying to bring about another world war. My friends here in Washington are helping me to involve America in the war. If I can start the world to killing on a wholesale basis, I shall be able to put into operation my favorite device for mine.
Pause. Let me pause all that. Satan be talking too fast, talking too crazy. Now, what he talking about, if you ever read Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper. In Behold a Pale Horse, I'm going to get the book next time, I'll show it to you, is a wise man protocol. Do I got it down here? Zion. Wise man of protocol, Zion. And like he said, what you happening now, we got a world war, we got what you call it, COVID-19. Everything he's talking about 1963, what he's talking about in World War, he is now look at it as how far he has come. Remember, he said he had 2%, so back then it was 2%. Now you got the 5%, so now he's losing 5%. You see what I'm saying? Back then it was 2%. Remember earlier he said I got 2% that I don't have of the population. Think about how small that is. And that was 5% of the 5% nation. Let's keep going in this situation.
Control. It is what you call master fear. I used this device to bring about the other World War in 1914. I used it to bring about the economic depression in 1929. And if my opposition had not double-crossed me, I would now be in possession of every man, woman, and child in the world. You can see for yourself how near I came to world domination. The thing I have been struggling to attain for thousands of years.
Adolf Hitler.
Yes, I see your point. Who wouldn't? You are a very ingenious manipulator of the minds of people. Is your devilish business carried on only through people of high position and great influence?
Oh no. I use the minds of people in all walks of life. As a matter of fact, I prefer the type of person who makes no pretense of thinking. I can manipulate that sort of person without difficulty. I could not control 98% of the people of the world if all people were skilled in thinking for themselves.
I'm interested in the welfare of those people whom you claim to control.
Let's pause, man. He talking so much shit. Hold on. Fuck he mean think for themselves. So you telling me the majority of people don't think for themselves? You mean telling me where are their thoughts coming from? And what is he reducing? Is it coming from social media? So if you're not thinking for yourself, you think of as what people think of you instead of what you think of you to them. So if that's happening, then they controlling you. You know what I'm saying? But this nigga right. I'm going to tell y'all, Iceberg rolled around through the suburb, pull up on church like, nigga, you just got out of jail, did 8 years. What did you learn? Well, tell me what happened. And I did just find God. This nigga told me, man, you know what, Joe? I learned not to care what people think about me. That's why I got in there. I was like, wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, what the fuck? Nigga, that shit, that nigga, wait, what? You care what niggas think? What? Got you locked up, nigga. Iceberg rolled around through the suburb. Nigga, don't. So when you care what people think, you ain't thinking for yourself. That's what I get this nigga talking about. Y'all need to hear this nigga. Y'all, I'm telling this ain't no motherfucking red horns. This ain't no red horns. It's Smith, but this ain't no red horns. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no motherfucking double red, black, none of that. It's a.
Therefore, I wish you to tell me all of the tricks by which you enter and control their minds. I want a complete confession from you, so begin with your cleverest trick.
This is suicide you are forcing on me, but I am helpless. So settle down and I will place in your hands the weapon by which millions of your fellow earthbound will defend themselves against me.
Fuck you talking about?
Tell me first about your most clever trick, the one you use to ensnare the greatest number of people.
If you force me to give away this secret, it will mean my loss of millions of people now living and
More shots through your body.
Beg of you, permit me to pass this one question unanswered.
Okay.
So His Majesty the Devil fears a mere humble earthbound creature? Is that right?
It is not right.
Is it Jesus he talking
It is
about?
true.
The Messiah, the
You
Black
have no
Messiah,
right to
Judas?
rob me of my most necessary
Fred
tool
Hampton?
of trade. For millions of years, I have dominated earthbound creatures through fear and ignorance. Now you come along and would destroy my use of these weapons by forcing me to tell how I use them. Do you not realize that you will break my grip on every person who heeds this confession you are forcing from me? Have you no mercy? Have you no sense of humor? Have you no sportsmanship?
Stop stalling and start confessing. Who are you to ask mercy of one whom you would destroy if you could? Who are you to talk of sportsmanship and a sense of humor? You, who by your own confession have set up a living hell on earth where you punish innocent people through their fears and ignorance.
Right.
As for minding my own business, that is just what I'm doing when I
Napoleon.
force you to tell how you control people through their own minds.
It's Napoleon
My
Hill.
business, if it can be called a business, is helping to unlock the doors of the self-made prisons in which men and women are confined because of the fears you have
Self-made
planted in
prison?
their minds.
My greatest weapon over human beings consists of two secret principles by which I gain control of their minds. I will speak first of the principle of habit, through which I silently enter the minds of people. By operating through this principle, I establish, I wish I could avoid using this word, the habit of drifting. When a person begins...
Hold on. First he said habit. I'm gonna bring y'all into this shit slow. Iceberg bring through the suburbs though. He said habit. Like this was supposed to be a habit, but it was supposed to be an actual cigarette. That's habit. And then once you get you into the rhythm of that, the rhythm is the habit. The habit is the rhythm. The rhythm is the habit. Now, what is in your rhythm? What is your habit? So the first thing he said, he introduced. What the fuck you mean introduce? I introduce into your naturally already. Black people got a rhythm, you know what I'm saying? Which is we got habits. But what habit is the rhythm? And what rhythm is the habits? And he introduced me and he put into that vortex, dip into that habit. Okay, I got him going, smoking cigarettes. Okay, it's fucking up his imagination. He's losing the buoyancy in life. He don't see the birds, the trees, and stuff like that. Okay, I got that going. Let's go. Let me introduce a problem. Boom. Okay, oh shit, he's smoking 2 packs a day. Bro, double rocking. Okay, now. That nigga need to drink. Now you got to drink, smoking 2 packs a day. Boy, say got that nigga, but he ain't going up. Everything he throwing in that vortex, that nigga doing this shit. I'm telling you, you heard it from me. Iceberg road rip to the suburbs. Boy, quit playing with me, nigga. I got a motherfucking house 3-car. I got them 2-car garage, 3-bedroom house, them fucking $3,000 motherfucking old English bulldogs. And I'm gonna show you name pork chop in this bitch smart than a motherfucker. You know, the dog emulate the owner. You know, the owner smooth ass pimp. The dog gonna be a smooth ass pimp. It just a little something because God is dog. Dog is dog. God is dog backwards. Dog is God backwards. Let me play, man. Let me play, man.
begins to drift on any subject, he is headed straight toward the gates of what you earthbound call hell.
Mm-hmm.
Describe all the ways in which you induce people to drift. Define the word and tell us exactly what you mean by it.
Drift, meaning go to sleep. So drift is equivalent to sleep, but woke. You know when we talk, the fuck we talking about. And then what a drift is, I don't mind devil playground. So they like you like this. This how you look. Instead of, you know, like that, you know, I don't mind devil playground, 5G.
I can best define the word drift by saying that people who think for themselves never drift, while those who do little or no thinking for themselves are drifters. A drifter is one who permits himself to be influenced and controlled by circumstances outside of his own mind. He would rather let me occupy his mind and do his thinking than go to the trouble of thinking for himself. A drifter is one who accepts whatever life throws in his way without making a protest or putting up a fight. He doesn't know what he wants from life and spends all of his time getting just that. A drifter has lots of opinions, but they are not his own. Most of them are supplied by me. A drifter is one who is too lazy mentally to use his own brain. That is the reason I can take control of people's thinking, plant my own ideas in their minds.
I think I understand what a drifter is. Tell me the exact habits of people by which you induce them to drift through life.
Let's pause. said drifters, niggas, niggiology, drifters, people who take acceptance. I didn't accept what I had in life, so I kept doing it. Anytime I accepting by you doing it. Iceberg talk, I'm talking about accepting it in your mind, body, and soul know whatever the fuck I'm doing, and this ain't what I'm gonna be doing. You know that, and you're gonna get out that situation. By accepting it is okay, this is what I'm doing. You're in there, you're cool, you're comfortable, you're going to the club, I can go to the club because I can accept this. I ain't going to the club because I ain't got no job. I ain't going to the club because I ain't got work no more. And shit, truth be told, nigga, Iceberg rolling rims through the motherfucking suburbs, bitch, and this motherfucking nigga, man, please, quit playing. Anyway, a drifter is anybody who just let the, shit roll. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen at that time. You know what I'm saying? Anything, a drifter is, a lot of drifters say the same shit 5-6 times. You be like, nigga, you already said that. That means there is no substance to those conversations. This nigga just wasting your motherfucking time.
Start by telling me when and how you first gained control of a person's mind.
My control over the mind of a human being is obtained while the person is young. Sometimes I lay the foundation for my control of a mind before the owner of it is born, by manipulating the minds of that person's parents. Sometimes I go further back than this and prepare people for my control through what you earthbound call physical heredity. You see, therefore, I have two approaches to the mind of a person.
Yes. Go on and describe these two doors by which you enter and control the minds of human beings.
Two doors,
as I have stated, I help to bring people into your world with weak brains by giving to them before birth as many as possible of the weaknesses of their ancestors. You call this principle physical heredity. After people are born, I make use of what you earthbound call environment as a means of controlling them. This is where the principle of habit enters. The mind is nothing more than the sum total of one's habits. One by one, I enter the mind and establish habits which lead finally to my absolute domination of the mind.
Tell me of the most common habits by which you control the minds of people.
That is one of my cleverest tricks. I enter the minds of people through thoughts which they believe to be their own. Those most useful to me are fear, superstition, avarice, greed, lust, revenge, anger, vanity, and plain laziness. Through one or more of these, I can enter any mind at any age. But I get my best results when I take charge of a mind while it is young, before its owner has learned how to close any of these 9 doors. Then I can set up habits which keep the doors ajar forever.
I'm catching on to your methods. Now, let us go back to the habit of drifting. Tell us all.
Pause. That way, hey, hold on. We ain't gonna let him slide with none of this shit. He talk. We gonna break all that down. Then he said he like him when he's young, and then he keep the door ajar. So you kind of do something to the child until where he cracked, and you keep it open until he get. Okay, keep the door ajar. Okay, baby going to school. Cardi B make WAP. Baby sing WAP. Shorty see King Von. Shorty sing drill. They copy drill. The door open. And then I flood the open crack with all type of shit. And then they can't close the door because it's too full. So then they die or go to jail. Oh shit, y'all better close that door. Close that door.
About that habit, since you say it is your cleverest trick in controlling the minds of people.
As I said before, I start people drifting during their youth. I induce them to drift through school without knowing what occupation they wish to follow in life. Here I catch the majority of people. Habits are related. Drift in one direction and soon you will be drifting in all directions. I also use environmental habits to give me a definite grip on my victims.
I see.
No, you don't. Hold on, nigga. You don't environmental habits. We talking about some hood shit. He trying to tell you about niggas and black women and black men. You don't see shit, nigga. Hold on, Napoleon. What you mean? Hold on. Environmental. Who the fucking only environment? Chicago look like that. I use environmental habit. I mean, so you create the environment for this shit that poet and Blau called Luch. Oh, wow. So the hood, this, see what I'm talking about? He just told this Napoleon, I appreciate you, but he told him, look, man, I created the rap game, the trap game.
Make it your business to train children in the habit of drifting by inducing them to go through school without aim or purpose. Now, tell me of some of your other tricks with which you cause people to become drifters.
Well, my second best trick in developing the habit of drifting is one that I put into operation with the aid of parents and public school teachers and religious instructors.
Preachers?
I warn you not to force me to mention this trick.
No.
Do not disclose this trick. If you do so, you will be hated by my co-workers who help me use this trick. If you publish this confession in book form, your book will be barred from the public schools. It will be blacklisted by most of the religious leaders. It will be hidden from children by many parents. The newspapers will not dare to give reviews of your book. Millions of people will hate you for writing the book.
Oh, no.
In fact, no one will like you or your book except those who think. And you know how very few there are of this sort.
Oh,
my advice to you is to let me skip the description of my second best trick.
So, for my own good, you wish to withhold the description of your second best trick. No one will like my book except those who think.
Y'all heard what he said?
Very well. Go ahead and answer.
I didn't do slamming your name with that. G. Earl go to jail.
The joke is on you. By this mistake of yours, you will divert attention from me to yourself.
Oh.
My co-workers, of whom there are millions, will forget about me and hate you for uncovering my methods. Never mind about me.
Oh,
Tell me all about the second best trick of yours with which you induce people.
Oh, Paul, without getting this nigga finna do some shit with this video and fuck me up for even playing. Hold on. Let me sit back. I need a little pray. Let me pray for a minute. Should I keep going? Let me pause in this bitch. Wait, that nigga said, he told Duke nigga, I didn't know what I was doing. Hold on, let me pause. Shit. Mary had a little lamb, her feet was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to blow. Okay, I got you. Let's go.
To drift with you to hell. My second best trick is not second at all. It is first. It is first because without it, I never could gain control of the minds of the youths. Parents, school teachers, religious instructors, and many other adults unknowingly serve my purpose by helping me to destroy in children the habit of thinking for themselves. They go about their work in various ways, never suspecting what they are doing to the minds of children or the real cause of the children's mistakes. I can hardly believe you, Your Majesty. I've always believed that children's best friends were those closest to them, their parents, their school teachers, eh?
I think in school they should teach zodiac. I think they should teach spirituality. I think they should teach life skills. I think they teach life skills on handling problems. I think they should teach emotional control, suppression. And these are things that just should be added. But then if they don't teach it, let them go to the public school, and then you should teach the kids this why they go to school. It don't start too early. By the time they're 15, you start loving them, give them a little by little. But if you do it before, they're going to be bipolar because they ain't going to understand the other shorties. So you got to give them knowledge little by little because you want them to enjoy life. You put your baby on supreme mathematic mode, she ain't going to even play with a G.I. Joe or a doll or nothing like that. She's going to be sitting in your face talking about, Mom, let me talk to Dr. Omar Johnson. I'm just fucking around.
And their religious instructors. Where would children go for dependable guidance if not to those who have charge of them?
That is where my cleverness comes in. There is the exact explanation of how I control 98% of the people of the world. I take possession of people during their youth, before they come into possession of their own minds, by using those who are in charge of them. I especially need the help of those who give children their religious instruction, because it is here that I break down independent thought and start people on the habit of drifting, by confusing their minds with unprovable ideas concerning a world of which they know nothing. It is here also that I plant in the minds of children the greatest of all fears, the fear of hell. I understand that it is easy for you to frighten children with threats of hell, but how do you continue to make them fear you and your hell after they grow up and learn to think for themselves? Children grow up, but they do not always learn to think for themselves. Once I capture the mind of a child through fear, I weaken that child's ability to reason and to think for himself, and that weakness goes with the child all through life. Is that not taking unfair advantage of a human being by contaminating his mind before he comes into full possession of it? Everything is fair that I can use to further my ends. I have no foolish limitations of right and wrong. Might is right with me.
Okay, y'all remember he just said I had no foolish limitations, what's right is wrong, might is right with me. So I always used to say, heard a pro say, the angels don't give a fuck what you want, like what you want a boyfriend, Alexa. They don't know the right or wrong. They don't know this or that. There's just no energy dynamic. They don't understand. Oh, I ain't let him see your shorty because He ain't come to the party. Yeah, like, what the fuck is that? They just understand man, woman dynamic supposed to bond, like that. So he know that. He know the angels don't know. So y'all gotta be careful what y'all pray for happiness and do the will of God. And I think everything gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? Try not to kill a man, because you gonna have to sacrifice something, nigga. You kill somebody, you gonna be embarrassed. You gonna be mutilated. You gonna walk that cross that Jesus walked, nigga, because you gonna have to break yourself. Just to get back in good grace. You know what I'm talking about? But the fuck is see, hang up on shit like that, man. I'm supposed to be playing with the God.
I use every known human weakness to gain and keep control of the human mind.
That's Agent Smith trying to kill a thought that I just had. When they do that, like phone motherfuckers calling you out the blue for nothing, keep going. Just explain that to other people as other people explain to other people. Because I hear a lot of people going through that type of shit when they hear a high thought. Here we go, ring, fuck.
Understand your devilish nature now. Let us get back to further discussion of your methods of inducing people to drift to hell here on Earth. From your confession, I see that you take charge of children while their minds are young and pliable. Tell me more of how you use parents, teachers, and religious leaders to ensnare people into drifting.
One of my favorite tricks is to coordinate the efforts of parents and religious instructors so they work together in helping me to destroy the children's power to think for themselves. I use many religious instructors to undermine the courage and power of independent thought of children by teaching them to fear me. But I use parents to aid the religious leaders in this great work of mine.
How do parents help religious leaders destroy their children's power to think for themselves? I never heard of such a monstrosity.
I accomplish this through a very clever trick. I cause the parents to teach their children to believe as the parents do in connection with religion, politics, marriage, and other important subjects. In this way, as you can see, when I gain control of the mind of a person, I can easily perpetuate the control by causing that person to help me fasten it upon the minds of his offspring.
In what other ways do you use parents to convert children into drifters?
I cause children to become drifters by following the example of their parents, most of whom I have already taken over and bound eternally to my cause.
This nigga just said, so I don't have to touch the children. As long as I get to the parents, it's going to take a long time. Once I get the parents, they're going to emulate the parents. So I don't have to get to the children. I keep it at the parents. Whoa. So if I see the West Side fucked up, that got to be the parent. If I keep the parent fucked up, because you see the grown-ups fight, they ain't got to touch the children. And that's getting so ruthless in the West Side that the parent is is killing the children. Because their actions are allowing these drive-bys. Like the nigga at the store when he did a drive-by over there on Sister Road, where he go on the West Side Road. Go get his baby, ride up to McDonald's, and go order a Happy Meal, and the niggas who he just slid on came right back and slid on him and hit the baby. That's shit right there. That's like, whoa. You tell me he ain't got to the parents? And nah, niggas, they try to roll rams through the suburbs. What the hell's going on in this motherfucker, y'all?
In parts of the world, I gain mastery over children's minds and subdue their willpower in exactly the same way that men break and subdue animals of lower intelligence.
Slavery.
It makes no difference to me how a child's will is subdued, as long as it fears something. I will enter its mind through that fear and limit the child's power to think independently.
Tell y'all something, Joe. Tell y'all something like this. I'm gonna tell y'all something deep. How he do it to a child with the fear. Every child, hopefully a lot of them see their parents together. There's a point of time they get to see their parents acting up. And y'all don't realize parents, when that time comes, the child will fear their parents separating. And then when that shit happens, it's for Satan got the door cracked. That's why it's more important to try to keep it. Stay in for the long run. Look at the bigger goal. Fuck the little, maybe had a little laugh shit in between your relationship. Somebody got to have their ass on the prize. If I'd love my wife, I wouldn't even be in this shit. Like, it ain't talking about she got it. It's just an energy. We eat, on that. Like, I to make the moment, more, what I'm saying? But if it weren't for her, soothing my soul of a lion, you know what I'm saying? Like, just knowing we're going to go for the long haul. I'm ruthless, Hey, you know what I'm saying? And everybody going to go through some shit, you know what I'm saying? The catch is, once you make it through that hump, everything will be all good. That's what Kevin Samuels was trying to tell her, like, you dumb bitch. Nigga cheating, man. A nigga don't, when he fuck a female, He don't feel like y'all feel when y'all fucking male. He don't have feelings, so it's like a new purse or something. It's like, you know, it tastes vanilla because I've been eating chocolate for 20 years. That's it. There's no emotions like I'm thinking about chocolate. So don't think like that. If you do, well, you gotta realize if you playing games with the pussy, like this week, keep it real with God. Like shit, you can't do this to the man. So if you want to try to control a nigga, then you already know you ain't on that God. You on that, you know what I'm saying, retard like that. So that's why I always say, get it right with God. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. So get it right with yourself first. Yeah. Go within. And then everything within will go without. If you start worrying and go without, everything that's will come within. So you gotta go within so the angels can go out. When you worry, they come back in. Put down that goddamn gin, nigga. This iceberg, bro, ran through the suburb. But y'all gotta listen to what he said. Every child fear that separation. They see it coming. And we do this over and over and over to our kids. And now you got a nigga out here taking this shorty on the drive back. The fuck? And this nigga caught, man. They just be calling me and shit. The fuck alone.
It seems that you go out of your way to keep people from thinking.
Right.
Yes. Accurate thought is death to me. I cannot exist in the minds of those who think accurately. I do not mind people thinking as long as they think in terms of fear, discouragement, hopelessness, and destructiveness. When they begin to think in constructive terms of faith, courage, hope, and definiteness of purpose, they immediately become allies of my opposition and are therefore lost to me.
I'm beginning to understand how you gain control of the minds of children through the help of their parents and religious instructors, but I do not see how the school teachers help you in this damnable work.
School teachers help me gain control of the minds of children, not so much by what they teach the children, as because of what they do not teach them. The entire public school system is so administered that it helps my cause.
So I was talking about zodiac, spirituality, mathematics, mental health stuff. That's what I meant. What they gonna teach you. They can add all that in. So y'all add all that in. What he know. The first thing is the zodiac. Get him a long way. That'll teach him to see the unseen scene. Like every Leo has a familiarity in the characteristics. Every Taurus familiarity in the characteristics. And once you can see in zodiac terms, you can see the many different people. But the one thing behind all things, I seeing the unseen scene. So that way you can see Smith too, as Blau called it, Agent Smith and Pomo. You know. And when I say Smith, you'll see like he's jumping from body to body, meaning is, you know, it's an underlying thing to these motherfuckers that's going out throughout your day-to-day is to piss you off so you can snap. And it don't never be the first person who made you snap. It be the ninth person who made you snap, who catch all the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10s. And you gonna kill the motherfucker like that going off the gin. And I ain't talking about no motherfucking drinking, which is true. I'm talking about the whispering gin. The reason the Muslims play 5 times a day to keep that thought off their mind. That's why they're able to sit at a liquor store all the damn time. Man, come on, nigga, inbox me if I'm lying. I'm still riding rims through the suburbs. Oh, I see? No.
The best money?
No, niggas. We gonna get it right or we gonna get it right? No.
Helps my cause by teaching children almost everything except how to use their own minds and think independently. I live in fear that someday some courageous person will reverse the present system of school teaching and deal my cause a death blow by allowing the students to become the instructors, using those who now serve as teachers.
You talking about Fred Hampton? You talking about the nigga, the brother, the God body, Chief Ali still around the corner from me. So, hey, Judas and the Black Messiah. Okay, Fred Hampton, Maywood, City of Eternal Light, Village of Eternal Light, academic, righteous teachers, never been Pope. Even though they called my brother in them Pope mode. I mean, you got it. Evolution.
Only as guides to help the children establish ways and means of developing their own minds from within. When that time comes, the school teachers will no longer belong to my staff.
I was under the impression that the purpose of all schooling was to help children to think.
That may be the purpose of schooling, but the system in most of the schools of the world does not carry out the purpose. School children are taught not to develop and use their own minds, but to adopt and use the thoughts of others. This sort of schooling destroys the capacity for independent thought, except in a few rare cases where the children rely so definitely upon their own willpower that they refuse to allow others to do their thinking. Accurate thought is the business of my opposition, not mine.
What relationship, if any, has your opposition with the homes, the churches, and the schools? Your reply to this question should be interesting.
Here is where I make use of some more of my clever tricks. I cause it to appear that everything done by the parents, the school teachers, and the religious instructors is being done by my opposition. This diverts attention from me, while I manipulate the minds of the young. When religious instructors try to teach children the virtues of my opposition, they generally do so by frightening them with my name. That is all I ask of them. I kindle the flame of fear into proportions which destroy the child's power to think accurately. In the public schools, the teachers further my cause by keeping the children so busy cramming non-essential information into their minds, they have no opportunity to think accurately or to analyze correctly the things their instructors teach them.
Do you claim for your cause all those who are bound by the habit of drifting?
No.
Going to sleep.
Drifting is only one of my tricks through which I take over the power of independent thought. Before a drifter becomes my permanent property, I must lead him on and ensnare him with another trick. I will tell you about this other trick after I finish describing my methods of converting people into drifters.
Do you mean you have a method by which you can cause people to drift so far away from self-determination that they can never save themselves?
Yes, a definite method, and it is so effective it never fails.
Do I understand you to claim your method is so powerful your opposition cannot reclaim those whom you have permanently ensnared through drifting?
I claim just that. Do you think I would control so many people if my opposition could prevent me? Nothing can stop me from controlling people except people themselves. Nothing can stop me except the power of accurate thought. People who think accurately do not drift on any subject. They recognize the power of their own minds. Moreover, they take over that power and yield it to no person or influence.
Go ahead and tell me more of the methods by which you cause people to drift to hell with you.
I cause people to drift on every subject through which I can control independent thought and action. Take the subject of health, for example. I cause most people to eat too much food and the wrong sort of food. This leads to indigestion and destroys the power of accurate thought. If the public schools and the churches taught children more about proper eating, they would do my cause irreparable damage. Marriage. I cause men and women to drift into marriage without plan or...
Hold on, first let Paul. I know Paul said the body spends 30% in its energy digesting food, and people eat 4 times a day. So where do the body have time to heal itself? So Paul said, if anything, try to eat 1 time a day. Eat to live, not live to eat. Okay. And he just said the brain turned to mush. So when you look like the TD Jakes, shit.
Purpose designed to convert the relationship into harmony.
Okay.
Here is one of my most effective methods of converting people into the habit of drifting. I cause married people to bicker and nag one another over money matters. I cause them to quarrel over the bringing up of their children. I engage them in unpleasant controversies over their intimate relationships and in disagreements over friends and social activities.
Hold on. He said, oh, no, that nigga, you ain't slick. Hold on. You ain't slick. Back that up. Intimate details. So niggas be scared. But I know under the Iceberg crowd, niggas be scared to talk to them brothers. Brothers be scared to tell their tales. They be thinking somebody bad, so niggas don't talk, females don't care, they talk so they know. So what he just said, the intimate, nigga ain't finna tell nothing, brother. I ain't getting no pussy, man. What should I do? I see that he isolated, he in this alone. Oh, nigga, y'all, like I said, tell her, this ain't the representative I met. This ain't the one I fall in love with. But the person you are now, I'm finna cheat on your ass. And you gonna get it right, you gonna get it wrong. But I'm gone, Iceberg, bro. Ran through the suburbs, still married, 22 years strong. Nigga, I'm on some GD shit with nigga. That's why your heart gotta be pimped. You gonna keep it right. In time, she would know. In time, she would wake up. It was about 45 to 40. And these times at 40, she might wake up. 30, 20. I ain't the killer, but don't push me. Bitch is like a sweetie girl. Let's get the pussy. Bitch is bad, perhaps some loaded.
I keep them so busy finding fault with one another that they never have time to do anything else long enough to break the habit of drifting. Occupation. I teach people to become drifters by causing them to drift out of school into the first job they can find, with no definite aim or purpose except to make a living. Through this trick, I keep millions of people in fear of poverty all their lives.
Ain't that the nigga, average nigga? Don't we all drop out of school, either 14? Wait, is it? We talking about brothers. The brother come in and the population in with brothers and sisters, particularly, and why is he gonna tell us why he fucking with us? You know what I'm saying?
And through this fear, I lead them slowly but surely onward until they reach the point beyond which no individual ever has broken the drifting habit. Savings. I cause people to spend freely and to save sparingly, or not at all, until I take complete control of them through their fear of poverty.
Designer clothes, saving,
environment. I cause people to drift into inharmonious and unpleasant environments in the home, in their places of occupation, in their relationship with relatives and acquaintances, and to remain there until I claim them through the habit of drifting. Dominating thoughts. I cause people to drift into the habit of thinking negative thoughts. This leads to negative acts and involves people in controversies and fills their minds with fears, thus paving the way for me to enter and control their minds. When I move in, I do so by appealing to people through negative thoughts, which they believe to be their own.
Okay, so if you're sitting and going to work and you're looking at money bag, you just bought Ari a $33,000 ring and you're a female, you're like, man, well, I can't. And you don't know that they're creating these own fucking thoughts. You know what I'm saying? If you're a male, you riding, you like, damn, Joe, he just bought her a Bentley. Why I can't? And you like, damn, and these ain't even your thoughts, it's Instagram thoughts. Stop looking at that shit before you go to work. Listen to the birds. One time you should look at that shit is when you get off. That's probably your best bet, because you can't work and fill your mind with all that freedom. You understand what I'm saying? You can't work and fill your mind with all that freedom. Money bag, yo, just about what the fuck I'm talking about, that freedom. Come on, we gonna keep going though. Y'all gotta listen to what this motherfucker is saying. You ain't heard it from me. Listen to it.
I plant the seeds of negative thought in the minds of people through the pulpit, the newspapers, the moving pictures, the radio, and all other popular methods of appeal to the mind. I cause people to allow me to do their thinking for them because they are too lazy and too indifferent to think for themselves.
Oh, he said population media, so you got Kim Kardashian and them under the Get Out Act. That's why you got your boy, with that, what's his name? Damn, you know I'm trying to remember his name. Oh, Travis Scott. He don't even know why he famous. Like, let me keep going. Publishing. Kim Kardashian and her mother, Travis Scott, and Kanye West. And then they make your ass so much money, you don't even know who the hell you is no more. They take your soul. They do that Get Out shit to these niggas for real. For real, you got $1 billion. What the fuck? Fuck, you got, nigga, your mind got to be right. You would kill yourself with $1 billion. That's why you ain't gonna get it.
I conclude from what you say that drifting and procrastination are the same. Is that true?
Yes, that is correct. Any habit which causes one to procrastinate, to put off reaching a definite decision, leads to the habit of drifting.
Is man the only creature who drifts?
Yes. All other creatures move in response to definite laws of nature. Man alone defies nature's laws and drifts when he wills. Everything outside the minds of men is controlled by my opposition, by laws so definite that drifting is impossible. I control the minds of men solely because of their habit of drifting, which is only another way of saying that I control the minds of men only because they neglect or refuse to control and use their own minds.
This is getting to be pretty deep stuff for a mere human being. Let us get back to the discussion of something less abstract. Please tell me how this drifting habit affects people in the everyday walks of life, and tell me in terms the average person can understand.
I would prefer to keep this interview up among the stars.
No doubt you would. That would save you from being exposed. But let us...
You said I would prefer to keep this universe among the stars under some shit nobody can understand. It's crazy because that's 1963 and nobody understood. It's 2022 nigga, you loud and motherfucking clear. You know what I'm saying? So when he break it down deeper, he do the baby version of it. Like I said, y'all need to check that out. I'm putting this shit back. You know, Iceberg and this bitch under the PTSD files, you know. So we're gonna do a part, I think 7 to this motherfucker right here, talk with the devil we're gonna get more into it. So this should be enough for you to flow with. Like I say, I got a call in number now. If you got any questions, want to add on, call in next time. We're gonna pause, drop up a dime. Any questions, any answers, and things like that, or in the chat, I try to get to it. But I'm just warming up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all rock with me. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about no way. You know what I'm talking about? Iceberg programs. And let me see. We're gonna end this. We're gonna end this right there. Y'all be safe out there. For real, for real. And watch out for Smith, Delilah, South.